So a little while ago, I got back from my SVA meeting, which was good. It was productive. All but one of the people showed up. I guess the fifth person was working or otherwise engaged. It was good. Did a lot of talking, a lot of planning. I skipped my first class today because my teacher literally just reads off the slides and doesn't add anything to them. And she says um, every 4 or 5 words, and she says it with that much emphasis, and it drives me up the wall. So I can't stand her. She's nice, but can't stand her. And then my second class, I have an online test in, so I don't go to class. So no class today, one class tomorrow, then the weekend. But something strange happened a little while ago. As I've mentioned several times, I'm trying to sell this bike here so that I can get a mountain bike. Haven't gotten much from Craigslist other than scammers. But there was this one guy, he emailed me about it. Didn't seem to speak English very good, which isn't surprising. I mean, this is a college town. There's a lot of Asians and foreigners in general. But I thought it was really strange that he was looking to buy a relatively expensive bike. I have it listed for $500. It's a high-end bike. It's carbon, blah, blah, blah. He didn't bother asking me anything about the specifics, which I thought was strange. He kind of just blew him off, and then he kept emailing me. And today he emailed me, said, because had originally sort of planned to meet him tomorrow. And he emailed me and said, well, my plans changed. Can we meet today? And I said, yeah, sure. I had already decided I wasn't going to class at that point. So we did that. And now he's on his way from some other city that's like 3 hours away. So it's 3:30 right now, and I told him I would meet him at 5:30 in the Walmart parking lot. I was originally going to give him my address, but on second thought, I realized that was probably a bad idea. So I told Anna that I was going to be meeting this guy just in case, and that I was going to meet him at Walmart. So we'll see what happens. But hopefully, if all goes well, I'll walk away with 500 bones. I would like $500. That'd be cool. Beyond that, I have to take a 35 question psych test today, and then I'm off the hook. Plot twist. So I said I was going to go meet a guy at 5:30 because he was talking about buying my bike. I thought, great. And then he calls me, he says, yeah, I'm here, but I don't see you. And I said, I'm thinking to myself, well, you got there a lot sooner than you thought. He said he was coming from Gainesville. And I know there's a Gainesville, Alabama, and that's like 2.5, 3 hours, something like that. And then I realized that he is in Auburn, Georgia. And he was coming from Gainesville, Georgia. So this is a problem with all these southern town names. Every freaking state has a Gainesville. Including Florida, which is where we're from, obviously, if you watch the channel. So I texted him and asked him, like, are you still gonna come look at the bike? Because it was the same distance based on Google Maps, unless I screwed something up. And he texted me and he said, I'm in Georgia, you're in Alabama. I'm thinking, okay. And then I said, well, respectfully, it was on the Auburn, Alabama Craigslist page. And there's also a Gainesville in Alabama. And he didn't reply to me. So, it was safe to assume that he was in Alabama. And even if he wasn't, that's not my problem. I'm not obligated to remind him that I'm in Alabama. Like, he should have looked at the frickin' webpage. Anyways, so I've wasted this hour or so. I don't know what I'm going to do now. Maybe get a donut. I was just minding my own business, having a pretty great afternoon, actually, being really productive, doing stuff around the house, went to class today, weather's great. I probably could not have been in a better mood for being home alone. And then I go to check the mail, as I do every other day, and I find 2 letters from the VA, and those are rarely good. I open them up, and what do you know? Someone at AUM has failed to do my paperwork properly, or canceled it, which looks more likely at this point. So apparently, since I was not attending Auburn University at Montgomery for the current semester, the VA wants all of their money back. So that includes my tuition, my book stipend, and the Yellow Ribbon program, which I was apparently enrolled in, but no one told me about. So the VA now wants $8,000 in change from me. I call AUM 4:30 on a Friday, expecting someone to be in an office. Nope, no one in the Veterans Services office. I call my Student Veterans Association president because she volunteers or works in the Veterans office, one of those two, and asks for her guidance. And she says, well, call this person in financial aid. So I call financial aid and ask specifically for that person. No, that person's gone for the day too. Must be nice. I left a voicemail with the Veterans office phone. And then I decided to send them an email as well, a very long email where I was as professional as possible while trying to convey a sense of urgency with these people, because it's a big problem, obviously. Because I'll be damned if I have to pay $8,000 out of my pocket because someone messed up my paperwork. Which is especially concerning because there's no way I'm the only person at AUM using federal benefits, federal veterans benefits. So am I the only person getting screwed over and I'm just really unlucky? Or have a lot of people's paperwork gotten screwed over? That makes me concerned for the other people using their benefits as well. And it makes me want to put posters and flyers up around campus and say, veterans beware, make sure your paperwork's getting done properly. That kind of took a huge crap on my afternoon, and right now it's only 5:20 and I won't be home for another 2 hours. And now I have to go the whole weekend with no solution. But I'm really hoping that whoever monitors that Veterans Services email account gets a notification today or sometime over the weekend and maybe, has a little gumption and does something about it. But I'm not holding my breath for that one. It doesn't seem very likely. So invariably I'll have to go the entire weekend without resolving any part of this issue. And then Monday I'll have to go to school even earlier and deal with it. Super fun. And this is the last in a string of several issues that I've had. Got charged out-of-state tuition. No one knew why or how that happened, but it happened. The guy who's doing all of the veterans paperwork and submitting it to the VA, he's new at it. He replaced someone who's on baby leave right now, and he started at the beginning of the semester. So I guess, I don't know how much he knows. It doesn't seem to be a lot. His stuff keeps getting screwed up, which is really disappointing, but again, also makes me concerned for everyone else using their benefits at this school as well. And I hope this gets resolved. If I absolutely had to pay all of this out of pocket, which I think that'll be extremely unlikely, because I'm sure they can find proof of me being enrolled. If it absolutely came to that, yeah, we could pay it out of pocket, and that would be devastating to our savings account, and hopefully I'd get paid back at some point. But I would raise hell like no one has ever seen before, because that is absolutely absurd. But again, I don't think that'll happen. I really, really hope not. I don't want it to have to come to that. I don't like making waves, but I really know how to do it well. So that's been my afternoon. It went from 100 to 0 real quick. I was gonna Uber tonight. I don't know. Once again, we have no plans for the weekend. We'll probably just sit around in our pajamas like we always do. Oh, say it ain't so. The plot twists continue. So I was in the middle of editing this, and who emails me? The guy who went to the wrong Auburn, and he still wants my bike. And he apologized for the confusion, which honestly wasn't a big deal. It wasn't any hair off my back. It's not like I was already there waiting for him, but whatever. Good on him. And so he said, well, I got a friend who's going through Auburn on such and such day. Can he meet you at 8 a.m. at the Walmarts? And I was like, yeah, sure. So people are strange and exhausting. Thank you for letting me vet to you.